once more people join, and then we'll party up and then go there. Because for some reason, like, if I try and turn it on right now,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
told you it's not gonna
we're just
work.
talking to people in game.
It kind of sucks though that they won't they're refusing to fix it. It's like you know people have classes to do. It's kind of ridiculous.
Well, that's
what's
what
about the
Cookie
share
said.
screen isn't working, so it's a possibility we might have to go to a VC
Lotus, you
to
do not
basically share
have to
screen
be in
the
game.
slides. But we're gonna try in a second to go to a private instance to see if that works, because yeah, we just physically can't use
Lotus.
the share screen.
As of right now, I'd say
Yeah, it's unlisted. It's unlisted. Because if it was
probably
private,
not.
obviously it's different. But
You probably don't have to be in game.
we were obviously this last week. This was a unlisted event, and it worked last week. So
Yeah, we know. That's
yeah.
why
So
we're in the
basically,
VC.
down Luca, there's a possibility we'll just have to go to a private
Not even
instance.
okay. Dude,
Um, and if that
Lotus
doesn't
just
work, we
Lotus.
have a class VC that you guys will be able to join, and we'll just share
Dude,
screen it through there. Because yep.
Lotus just confirmed that it doesn't work in private rooms.
Doesn't work in private. Okay, well then I guess we are going to the VC.
Yeah, share screen doesn't work in any
Check.
single room. They broke it.
They're never gonna fix it, which isn't such a big ass surprise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I saw that he didn't have his homework submitted, but it should be fine. I mean, that's fine.
We need a not class 2.
Damn.
I don't know what happened. Everyone just didn't do
All
their
right. Well, that's
fucking
fine.
projects.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk a little bit about that. Just a reminder, but
yes.
at the beginning,
All right, then
but
I
yeah,
guess
we'll mention
we are
that
all
briefly.
switching. I'll probably stay in the room. I mean, if me and you stay in the room, obviously I'll switch to thingy like at the other chat once we're all in the VC.
Yeah,
so
Lotus,
just so you don't hear me in game.
for us it's just a
we are
hard stream.
live streaming right now, so we have about.
What's up, Leo? What's up?
6 minutes.
Live streaming.
Is it on
Oh,
the
Astro.
Xbox now?
There's a possibility
What?
we might have to switch to the. Well, yeah, no, we are going to have to switch to the VC in the Discord, like in the class Discord, because the share screen just doesn't work right now for some reason. But like we'll share. Well, yeah, we'll screen share our screens, so you guys can obviously still see everything, like the slides and all the other things that we're gonna teach in today's lessons. Oh yeah, did you do your
Oh shit.
I was gonna ask.
Bomb, I read what you said. Yeah,
No, it doesn't work.
that
It
makes
wasn't working
sense.
yesterday either. We
If
had
you
to
guys
teach
really
the
don't have like a
there's
reason,
a class
then
in the Discord too.
I think it's okay.
But we have an audience thing set up, so when you join, only me, Kotru, and Gorkid can be heard, and yeah, should be easy. Did you submit your homework, or I'm guessing it's I don't know. I haven't.
I'm really hoping people.
Oh, nice. That's fine. Yeah, you can always submit it after the class too. That's fine. As long as I receive it sometime like today probably would be best. Because I've been marking them all today, so it would be easiest. But yeah, no, I would appreciate that. Okay. Oh wait. Yeah, just editing. How's the editing going for it?
Alright, so. Jesus, why is my shit so damn loud?
What's up, yo?
Yeah.
Chicken
Alright,
jockey,
that's fine.
yo.
Yeah, that's fine. Alright. I guess we're all switching. I mean, you guys are already in VC, right? Let me just check.
Can I edit this? I want to see it. Is it
Oh my
like,
god, I almost closed.
can I put like actual like tags? Spade, no. No. Tags.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's Arabic, so it's.
United States.
But yeah, if he sends it again next week, then I'll probably because I've already given him a warning. So yeah, I sent him a message. There's someone in the class in class 1 who's been sending all the homework out early to like class 2 or some of class 2. I guess just a couple
Stitches
people
get
probably.
stitches.
Yeah. And it's not just that. He actually messaged me something else the other day when I became a video partner, and he's like basically got like a thing stalking me. Like it's like a Discord server, I think, that it just basically has all the video partners and VMods on like a list, so people can stalk exactly where they are. Like even if they're appearing offline, they can see where I'm at. It's kind of wild.
Alright, we have a couple more minutes.
Yeah.
anyways.
He's not in here, is he?
Dancing Queen.
The Mitchell.
I am now supporting Dude Rec Room.
No, right.
Yeah. Okay. Then if everyone could switch to the VC, if you're not already, then that'd be great. And then just you can you don't have to be on VR anymore. You can always get off VR or what if you're on screen, just up to you. As long as you guys are in the Discord, and I think it would probably be me, Kotra, and I don't know where Gulkid is. I don't think he's in the
I'm
room,
right
but it'll
here.
probably be me and Kotra just in the room, just so we can teach, I guess.
Wait, so we're staying in this stage VC? Are we staying in this
I
stage
mean,
VC?
we have to. We have no choice.
Okay.
Because of screen sharing.
All right.
I don't know if he can hear me or not.
We'll just take screenshots of the thing, and I believe Kotra, you are recording the VC at the same time, right? Like you did.
Dude, we don't have to take
Oh.
screenshots of the VC. It's being live streamed, my friend. I don't think he understands that.
Get yourself out of the floor. That's illegal. Get
Like
yourself
no,
out of
it's
the
also
floor. That's
live.
illegal.
Yesterday I took screenshots just in case.
Okay.
Also, I believe everyone has
Oh,
the
I
student
guess
tag
he's
now,
just
apart
ignoring
from
me.
me.
I love that.
But
Jesus.
I think I forgot because I think it's like @Leo9926, I believe. So I think I just forgot the 2.
Ooh,
That's why I
like-
probably
Ooh, wait.
It's fine.
Okay.
All right, I'll get the slides up right now. Slides, visual cinematics, presentation.
I don't see that everybody's in the VC. I see like a few people.
Yeah.
I still see a few people missing.
It's fine. All right.
Katro,
What?
can you hear me?
I hear you very well.
Does dude hear me?
He was
You're
talking
kind of
about
quiet
video.
for me, but I can turn you up.
Oh, that's probably why. I was saying y'all don't have to take screenshots at all. I'm live streaming it, so that's really all I'm gonna do.
All right.
Yes, everyone needs to take. Okay, that's fine. I took some screenshots yesterday, but just in case. All right. Well, I can screen share. I not do it any higher. Okay, well, it's gonna be
'Cause-
stuck at 17.
We don't have to be in game unless unless we're doing the teaching thing, which do you want me to just hop back on PC VR when it comes for the time? Dude?
Wait, what? Sorry, my bad. I was just staying up the stream.
We don't have to be in game when it comes
Um,
for teaching,
We don't
unless
necessarily have to be in game. It's more. I'm just thinking when we're showing off the things later on in the lesson. Obviously, we'll need to be on PC.
Yes.
Also, my PC is starting to really lag, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it.
I can just get back on VR, which I can just whenever we get to that lesson.
Yeah.
We can just do what we did yesterday, which then we
This
don't
one
really need to
quiet.
be in
I just
here.
need, Google could avoid, but
What?
I don't know why. Everyone else is really quiet.
Which then we don't need to be in the room.
That's
'Cause
yeah. I guess
log in Discord.
I'll just disconnect my VR for now or something, just so it's. That's fine, and then yeah, we'll just be
Crap.
Because we want everybody in the VC. Yeah, I still see some people in this thing. Are you guys able to join the VC? The VC?
The voice C, I love that.
Okay, I missaid it, bro. Mistype. It's a mistype.
Hello, hello,
Are you
hello.
guys able to join the VC? Yeah, for the people.
I'm pretty
that
sure
know.
my rec room is just probably. I'm just.
I think as of in the room, I think we're missing these three. All right,
Just over.
I think so.
Alright.
Um,
Just making sure my screen share is working, right?
Yes.
yeah. Whenever we do get the presentating, we don't have to be in the room, right? You said that we don't have to be.
You guys don't
We
have
don't
me?
have to.
in the room.
I don't think we have.
Oh yeah. We don't have to be in the room because it's all gonna be on Discord. So they're I think
Yeah, but
therefore
apart from obviously when we want to show off like the stream account and stuff.
then I can just hop back on
Yes.
VR if you
Alright.
want me to, if it just makes it better.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so we'll just do the same thing as yesterday. All right.
Should we start the stage?
This stage has already been started.
No, like the topic.
Oh, don't start the topic. We don't need a topic for this.
Alright, I'll cancel that.
I want to say this is everybody that was here, that is here.
Believe or
So
not.
okay. There you go.
Alright.
I think that's everybody. Another reminder: you guys don't have to be in the room. Me myself, I'm probably gonna leave the instance because I'll have to hop on PCVR in a second to show stuff. So feel free to go in a different room or do something else. Well, just you guys can do anything pretty much.
As long as
But
you're in these.
yeah, as long as you're in the VC, obviously. This is I'm not straight up saying do everything but the class, but we do prefer that you guys just stay in the VC and you guys can like keep an ear on us if you guys want, in case you guys are busy, but unless you do want to just full attention it, but
Keep
yeah.
it like 50.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, you guys aren't forced to be in the instance since the the share screen doesn't work for absolutely everybody. So I'm probably
Apart from
going
myself,
to
I can see it myself, but
yeah.
what use is that?
Yeah, I just saw Keller joined. Actually I think a few people joined. For the people that are no, it's fine. We were just getting people in the VC. I don't know if you heard, for the people that are new in the VC that just joined, but we're moving the class for this week at least in the VC and not in room, so you don't have to be in game for this class because the share screen doesn't work. So you don't have to worry
Yippee.
about joining in game.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's anybody else that I see join, I'll re-say that, but I'm going to probably get off Rec Room for right now, so then we can get to teaching. So yeah,
Yep.
I just okay. Yeah. So yeah, you don't have to be in there.
Get off a rec room so then you can teach a rec room class. That makes sense.
I know, right?
Well, we're still doing it. Still have to. This should go well. All right.
There's still
Okey
people
doke.
in here.
There's 13 people now.
Well,
Almost a full
yeah.
class. That's pretty good.
Arctic Scythe.
No, there's 13. Oh yeah.
Who's this
I
person?
think we're good. Let's just get.
Arctic
Let's
Scythe
get
is in the
started, 'cause
class.
We're kind of off. time,
Well,
right?
actually, technically there's.
Alright.
I know. Technically, there's 12 because Corey's in
Seeing
there.
a screenshot of chat. Of what this guy just said.
What?
That's funny.
Okay, I think we're probably. I think we managed to gather the class together. I just want to have another just announcement. I wouldn't say for Keller. Keller asked a question: is missing an assignment causing
Mm,
causing a trophy to be lost or no?
it
I-
could, But
You could do.
Depends, but if you do well, like depending on which one you're talking about, like if it's for editing, if you do well on the other assignments and you miss like one, and we see that you like
Like then
obviously
it
you have
technically is still time to submit your stuff today, as long as you get it done today.
yeah, we're gonna
That's
talk about the like the previous week's assignment in a second here,
yeah.
Just
it-
in your DMs.
but just to for what you said, you can probably still get the like the only trophies you'd miss if you be
Maybe noobed.
oh no that'd be well
I don't know.
depends.
Well,
You,
depends.
if
Like, yeah.
if we see your input, um, then you can still earn the trophy. But I wouldn't suggest missing the homeworks because that's where you can really show how you
Yeah,
are
especially the
or
first
how it
one.
is.
The first one was probably, I think it's gonna be the easiest of the homework, apart from maybe the third. But that's Koshru
for
said
next week.
yesterday. Yeah, that's
I mean, yeah. Okay. So, before hopping inside of week 2, I want to have a little discussion about the homework of last week. Actually, someone mentioned 4. Actually, there's a lot that's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, 9. Just had to double count to make sure I counted correctly. So 9 people have submitted homework, so that's fine. Actually, because it was 4 the other day, so people did do it, which is good. But another reminder that if you want to pass the class, you are going to have to submit or complete 2 normal week homework assignments and the final project to pass the class. So for the people that haven't yet submitted their homeworks, I suggest doing that because in case you get busy in the near future, which that could be the case for right now, you might not be able to pass if it gets to that. But
Yeah.
if something does happen, whether it be like an emergency or just something is coming up or something like that, and it's serious like that, you can DM one of the teachers, one of us, and let us know what's happening, and we can probably let you guys like
Extra
saying
time.
the like either extra time or depending on what the problem is, we could probably discuss something so that you guys can still pass. But yeah, that was just we just want to have a quick talk about that. The first week homework assignment is still due this week. Oh. I saw that you sent a message, Overlord. Yeah,
I think it's
well,
in the homework chat.
you'll be fine. Your homework's there, so you're good. You're fine. Yeah. I think we're all clear on that. I'm hoping we're all clear with the last week how that has to be done. Well, eventually. So yeah. Clear on that. I think we're probably ready to start. Probably.
Let's get
I'd
into
say.
it.
I would say
Alright.
so. Yeah, we can start. So, welcome to week 2. We are officially halfway through the course after this lesson. We'll be halfway. It is a short semester and all of that, because the classes aren't meant to be long. So, halfway, yippee. This week we will be talking about visual effects with green screening and all of this. And then we'll be going over streamer cam usage and how it can affect all like camera angles, how people look, like perspectives, what's better for people when you make your videos, what type of videos would probably prefer. And then just to backtrack a little more on what I said just at the beginning, the green screening and all of that we'll be talking about with all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, let's get
Oh,
ready for
I-
this.
Go for my rec room. There we go.
We're good? Okay. So, first, I want to bring up green screening. This is used by a lot of people, and especially when you get new to green screening, um, a lot of people go for the normal bright green background, which it's not a bad idea, but it can also leave this sort of green outline around your character that I've noticed in a lot of like let's maybe newer people to content creation that haven't experimented with an option like this much. Further inside of this presentation, we are going to be mentioning how like some settings can help fix this, like the green outline for it. But tuning up a setting like that can tear other stuff. So we are going to get like a little more deep dive inside of that in the future. But green screening, bright green background is another simple option. But another option, which personally I find probably is the better option out of the bright green screen, is when you are going to do a green screen, you can like make the background like a cube or whatever and make it a dark color of your choice. When I get in game, I will show you, like, I will go more accurate about what I'm talking about. But just to gloss over, I would go in the recolor tab, click on material, go to glossy plastic, which is what you see right under. And with that, the glossy plastic, it just makes it so the whole coloring is one solid color. So that it doesn't like the um chroma key, which is what it is to cut up backgrounds and green screens, which we're gonna get into next slide, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't like, so it makes it so it takes the whole color and doesn't leave patches everywhere, is because the color would change. So that's important. If you're wondering what colors to use, the chroma key picks like that specific color to a certain point. So when you go to pick your color, I would open up to like the custom tab in the coloring palette and go for like a darker shade, and then find a color that is pretty much not on me, and have like a random color, like very dark blue or something like that. I would probably pick for me. So that would probably be my opinion on green screen setup. It is a little bit more in game, like a little bit more stuff you have to do in game, but overall, it's probably the better option when it comes to that. Obviously, you can still tweak a little if you see the little outline. Like if you do see like a little outline, it would obviously not be as noticeable and probably easier to remove afterwards. So yeah, which is another thing. So
Yep.
that is pretty much the setup for green screening. If you want to green screen with your videos like that, are there any questions for this one? I'll ask if there's questions any like every time we finish like a slide like this. I'll ask. If you guys are wondering how to ask questions, there is a class chat that you guys can just throw questions in there anytime and I can get to them. I see people are typing, so I'm gonna let them have the chance to answer a question
Yes,
if they
yes.
have any.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Are you going to show us how to remove the background? We will probably mention. Well, yeah, we can mention that right now, probably. Well, yeah. Oh no, that's gonna be.
Yeah,
I guess it
for the
depends on which
for
way you're
green
gonna do it.
screening, I'm guessing is
In
what you
terms of
meant.
videos, we'll, yeah, we'll go through that soon. Yes.
We talked about background removing last week. I don't know if you were there. You were there. I'm pretty sure. But yeah, remove.bg is like is a website that you would use
Yeah,
to
it's more
remove
for
backgrounds.
images. There is
It's an
gonna
Yeah.
amazing
well, you're gonna
website.
go through
Yeah.
video stuffs. Yes.
Oh yeah, thank you for the link. If anybody
Can I ask
wants,
about my
here's the link.
homework? What do you want to ask?
Honestly, that's okay. It's yeah, we mentioned the background removing stuff for
It's
photos
fine,
last
valid.
week.
You didn't check mark it. Oh, did I not check mark it? Well, yeah, yours is. Don't worry. I think it's because yours is one of the later ones that was sent, so that's why I didn't. Pretty sure I marked it though. If not, then I can always check after class because there's still a couple
Yeah.
other people that are.
That's another good one. Thank you, Allison, for that one. That's another good
Oh, yeah.
photo.
I do
Background
believe
removing.
there's an Adobe one too. If I can find the link to that, actually, I'll probably find it later. There is an Adobe one,
Yes.
but remove.bg's fine. I think sometimes it just makes the image a bit lower quality, if I'm not wrong.
They
It's,
both make
it's
it
like more
lower
of a
quality, but yeah, I think
okay.
yeah, but yeah, you're right on that one. But I think the photo room one might make it better.
Better, yeah.
Okay, I'm probably ready to move. I'm guessing there's no more questions. So yeah, all right, let's go. Now we bring up green screening in softwares. Now, first I'm gonna mention for Premiere Pro because that isn't shown here. I really doubt anybody here uses Premiere Pro. So I didn't bother putting it on here. Killer, do you use Premiere Pro? Just so I can know, because if there are actually people that sign up using Premiere Pro, then that is actually.
You go
Okay. Well, I'm guessing. Well, for the people that use Premiere Pro, I'm guessing you guys do know how to remove background like that.
Well, yeah. Probably.
And
I
if
think a
it
lot of
comes
people
to
who
it,
get Premiere Pro already have experience with other video editors. So.
yeah, and
Well,
if it comes to it,
hope.
Premiere Pro is
Yeah.
probably similar enough to DaVinci when it comes to that. So.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So, DaVinci is probably going to be close to Premiere in this case. So, then it probably does. Then we probably do have it written down, but just in a different software. So,
Yep.
if you want to take the first one, do it on the left like you did yesterday, because you know this one.
Give me a second. Sorry, I'm yawning because it's currently almost 11 p.m. Okay. So the one on the left is CapCut, as most of you probably can tell from the UI and layout and how it looks. So when you are picking a video from your timeline, or well, it would usually be a video. Yeah, when you're on a video on your timeline, you can go to cutout, and then in chroma key, you can pick the exact color you would like to remove from that video. And as Kotaru was saying, sometimes there's like a green little outline that is left when removing a background, but that can be removed when you up the strength of the chroma key.
Mm-hmm.
So it will get rid of the different shades of green that are closer to your like avatar, for example. If you're recording your avatar, find a green screen. Also, same for video, any sort of green screen videos you find, which we'll go over shortly after this. I don't think it's really a lot to say about this, but it's good that it's free, I guess, because there is, I believe, 2 other options of removing a background in CapCut that are pro features, I believe. So
yeah, lots of CapCut
luckily,
features are like pro shit. I don't get
yeah,
that.
they've made it so like bad over the time. I don't know. Yeah, it's
And
just
it's very expensive.
everything's
too.
pro now. pretty sure it is quite expensive. Yeah, one of my friends buys CapCut Pro. Honestly, at that point, I would rather just go to like Premiere Pro. But yeah, so chroma key, you can remove the backgrounds by picking the color, and you can up the strength if you still see the green outline. But yeah. Watch the room.
Okay. So then after that, moving over to the one that's in the middle, which is it's from DaVinci Resolve, but is probably similar to how what would it be? Premiere Pro works, which I've been told in the chat. So it's when you go inside of, I think it's Fusion or something like that, or this is for DaVinci, you would right click and get this key. You would search up and find Delta Keyer. That is the key you're looking for, and then you would attach. It works like how we just mentioned for the CapCut one, but for this one you would attach it from the right side, or from the left side would be well, your image, like your green screen image, and then on the right would be your video. I'm pretty sure that would be how it works. And then after that, you can click it in, like in the settings, you can click it and then pretty much have the same thing as most other applications where you would pick your color of choice and then it would remove it for you, pretty much. Like I did mention before, these ones are a little more color sensitive to a certain point. So if you do have a texture that is a little more multicolor, it might mess up like a lot of it and not be very clear. That has happened to me before, but then I tried it with glossy plastic and then I didn't really touch the settings afterwards and just had the color and it was fine after because everything was one solid color. So yeah, that one is a little more color sensitive. But yeah, I see that there's a few questions.
Let's see.
What about Microsoft Clipchamp? Honestly,
I don't think does Clipchamp have a green screen thingy, like a chroma key thing.
I don't believe so.
I haven't used
Think-
Clipchamp since I probably got my PC once years ago. I forgot that was even an editing software, but it probably has some sort of software like that, but I really couldn't tell you.
I was gonna say as
I
well,
don't know.
if there isn't any chroma key background removey thingy,
Clipchamp does have
you could also just find a website that does it for you. There's always like those, removing video background, remove green screen backgrounds, websites. Just obviously be careful on what you're clicking because sometimes you
Clipchamp.
click the wrong thing.
Clipchamp
But
does
I don't know
have
if
chroma key.
It
it
what?
does.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, okay, then you're chilling.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
Nice.
you do have it. And then I see, yeah. Okay, I think we're good.
It's
So-
found. Well, yeah. To
Wait.
achieve a chroma key or picture-in-picture effect, a green screen feature is available within the effects tab.
Okay, so yeah, just look for the effects tab and that. I don't use it, so yeah, just look for the effects tab and you should find it. All right, and
Literally
on the
just-
right, oh, sorry.
I literally just googled it.
On the right side, this is more for the people that don't have a PC, because I know some of you guys don't have PCs or stuff like that. This is the alternative to console too. This is on CapCut Mobile. So, if you were to find at the bottom, like on the bottom of the screen, there is a like all the options to do stuff. There is a chroma key like highlighted here, and you're pretty much able to do the same thing like if it was on PC. Select your color and all of that, and you'll be good to go. are good to go. So you'll be good from that. So that's how to do it on mobile. So you aren't limited when it comes to mobile. Also, it just might be a little harder to do if you want to get your green screen effects. For PlayStation, if you are a PlayStation editor, you are able to do it, but it just becomes a little more complex when it comes to self. Also, I see someone just boosted the server.
That's very nice of
Um,
them.
Big W.
Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're a cool one.
But what about Xbox users? Um, if you're on Xbox, I don't think there is an editing software on Xbox. I can just quickly check.
They're gonna have to either do
Oh yeah,
that-
Clip
for
Champ.
that. What's it called? For that, they're gonna have to just like download the video if they have the Xbox app and then manually do it in like a different software.
I
Mhm.
just get pinged and they just
I
said
just did
no.
a Google search. I asked, like, I searched up Xbox editing software and it said Clipchamp for the question that was asked for Xbox users. So then it would just follow up to what we just talked about for Clipchamp. So you are able to do that for Xbox, but for PlayStation, I don't really know if you could actually, just to go back, I don't really know if you would want to do it on Xbox though. So you should probably yeah. If you do, I wouldn't suggest on Switch either. I don't even think you can on Switch. If you are on a console like that, I will have to say, I'd suggest using mobile because it'd probably be a lot more easier to just transfer your stuff over to mobile and then use an editing software on there. But if you're on PlayStation, there is like one that's good enough. So for Share Factory, which is the editing software for PlayStation, you have to find a way to import, so pretty much download your green screen effect from point A to your console. So whenever you do get it there, you have to find, like, you pretty much have to edit it and then go in like effects and stuff like that. USB stick, yeah. Or like you have a USB, thank you, dock, like a USB to import it. I don't fully know how it works, but I know you can do it if you edit the photo or the video that you have, and then there's like an effects thing that you can do, and then you'll find the chroma key for it. So I know it is possible, but it might just take a little more digging to do. So, uh, Doc might have just put how to do it, or if you want to put custom images, USB stick. So yeah, if you want to do custom images, if you're on PlayStation, which I don't know if anybody here records them or edits on PlayStation, you can do USB stick
Yes.
if you want to do it like that. So that's pretty much chroma key, how to find it for the softwares, which are like the most common ones. So yeah, I'm pretty much probably good for the next.
Alright, is there any questions about anything? Anything at all? Or are we good to go on to the next?
If you want.
We probably can't link the slide. And if you're talking about going at your own pace, you probably want to go faster than how we're going, but we have 2 hours to teach, so we kind of have to go at this pace too.
Yeah. Also, you can take screenshots of the stream. I'm pretty sure that's fine.
Yeah, if that's what you're
If you
talking
need,
about.
yeah, if you need to take screenshots of the slides, feel free to. Should be fine. Yeah, but I think we're probably ready to go on to the next slide, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Whoa.
So here should be your finished result from using all of this. This is like a quick example to see that how it would pretty much work. I know if people know, but Um, this is how it would look. So this is the visual representation of how it would be, pretty much. Um, just without the shadow, obviously. But
What's up, Leo? What are you
you're
confused
confused.
about? Yeah, I'm gonna assume maybe something to do with the green screen. But
I don't know if that jump from
yes. Um,
it might be
so
the
basically,
image
this
we're
is just
gonna
a visual. This is just a visual example of how it would look if, say, if you were to use a green screen. Um,
the chroma
of
key thing.
what would happen if you were to use chroma key to basically get rid of that green color. So then you would have your um, I guess transparent background thing. I get. I don't, what's a good way to put it? It's just a way to remove the color from the background. So you can obviously, say if you were to have your Rec Room avatar on green screen, you could remove the green, and then you would basically um be able to, do whatever you needed to do with that. I don't. Yeah, can't you probably explain it better than I can. It's for yeah. If you want to, yeah, exactly. If you need to cut out something and add it to your video, yes.
Yeah. Um,
Mm.
is that
What the hell is that? Hold on.
is that good or
I mean, if again, um, if there is any help you need with that, I'm sure we can find ways to help. If you're trying to use green screen, for example, with the next homework, if you're trying to use green screen for it, then
for
we
example,
can ask for
yes,
help.
for the next.
But this is just a visual of like how it would look to basically remove the green.
Yeah.
Although I think
Which
Kotrue may have done a sneaky and just got a green and then put the
yeah,
color
yeah,
in
yeah,
front of it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But
yeah.
like, it
Well,
still
you
stands.
can't.
Search up on YouTube green screen memes to see examples. Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get to
If you
that in a second.
yeah, we'll get to
Uh,
that in a second.
we're gonna talk about the next homework at like the end of
And
the lesson, so you will.
yeah, you'll get the homework soon. The next homework will be interesting, I believe, for you
Okay,
guys.
so I'm guessing that there's
Just
probably
realized
no
it looks like a
more.
smiley face. Sorry, that's so off topic, but
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. All right,
okay.
I think
Ready for the next slide? I think. Yep. I mean, you can obviously
yeah.
still feel free to ask questions while we're going through stuff. So yeah.
So now we're going to jump into video effects. So this would be if you want, let's say, an explosion in your video or confetti. I don't know what else people have other than those two, but it would be if you want a visual effect. Like I was gonna throw up another example, but you get what I'm saying. So like Arctic said, if you want, like this is one of the ways which is it's pretty commonly used. There's YouTube, which, like how we mentioned in the previous class, you can quite literally search up um, the effect you want and green screen, and it'll probably show up. The only thing is that there's probably a lot less green screen effects than audios. So there is a chance that you might not find exactly what you're looking for, but there's still a high chance that you find what you are looking for. So how you would take this is you would search up what you'd want. So for example, my example would be I want to find an explosion. So I would go on YouTube, um, search up boom video effect green screen. And when I find the video I want, I would probably copy the link, or you can screen record the video with either OBS, or if you're on mobile, there's a built-in screen recorder or apps on the App Store for screen recording. So after you obtain the footage, you can go over, or did I mention how to do it on PC? I did not. I only went to mobile. So after you get the link for PC, you can go over and search up for a MP4 or a YouTube to MP4 converter. Unless you have YouTube Premium, which I'm pretty sure then you can just straight up download videos, but um, obviously that costs like money per month. So I don't know, some people might. So that is also just another thing in case people have it. No, only okay. So I thought it did allow people to download videos. I thought that was an option, but someone just said that it only allows you to watch videos when you're offline. Um, if you gotta go, that's fine, killer. You'll be marked as present, so you're good. Um, so when you get your link for the video, you would go to an MP4 to or YouTube to MP4 converter, put it in there, and it should give you the video. It might be lower quality. That's another thing, but it comes with that pretty much. And usually, you probably like depending on what your visual effect is, you probably wouldn't necessarily need the highest quality um, GIF or explosion or stuff like that, because it's usually just a few seconds and it's close. It's close enough as it is. Yeah, another thing I was gonna mention. Yeah, obviously, when it comes to websites like this, I suggest checking them for viruses or anything like that. So you can also search up on Google website checker and then throw a link in there, and you it should either tell you that it's not safe or safe. Obviously, be careful on if you download anything. Um, yeah. So someone Keller just put a link in the chat. Um, only visible. What? Hold on. Did someone time out Keller?
I don't think so.
Wait, what? Yeah,
I
I see the
think
thing
the
next to
bot
his.
might have accidentally done that.
Can we
I mean,
untime
yeah.
him out, please?
There, he's out. I don't know why the fuck he did
Okay,
that.
yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. That wasn't any of he's okay. It just said that he was on my end. He he put a message. I hope you guys can see that virus total is something you can use to check for websites. So yeah, just make sure what you're downloading is safe before you do it, because we don't want people getting viruses, especially not through us. So careful with that. So then yeah, after you achieve your piece of footage, uh, then the steps we mentioned previously, you can do that step by step, and you will obtain your video without a green screen. So congratulations for that. If you go that, going for another one,
Oh hell no.
let's not put a free V-Bucks in the chat, please.
Oh.
Another one, which is actually another like I'd say, I don't know if it's commonly used, but it is another method that is pretty simple and easy, is Google itself. If you were to search up, which I'm gonna take the globe from the previous slide for an example, if you were to search up spinning Earth globe transparent, that will probably show up, and it probably won't have a background, depending on if you download it through the small image or if you click on it, like click on the image itself, and then the one that pops up on the right if you download that one. Um, so that is another way. That is pretty simple because you're just searching it right up with the word transparent in it. Or you could do green screen also, which then you would have to cut out the green screen part from it. But if you put transparent and there is one that's transparent, then well then you don't have to do the green screen part because it shouldn't have one. Moving over to another website that I found that I did check if it was safe, and it said it was. There was Pixabay, which looks like it has pretty much a lot of GIFs and all of this stuff. I saw that Killer put a bunch of information in the chat. So if you guys are interested in background moving and virus checking, then you guys can save those websites. But um, Pixabay is a website where there are a lot of GIFs. I didn't deep dive too much to see if there were watermarks on any of them, but chances are a lot of the websites with GIFs like that have probably huge. There aren't. Okay, that's interesting then. That's pretty good. So yeah, Pixabay is another one that another website that you can get GIFs from. So you can keep that in mind also. So these are three very, very useful tools that you can um, use. You can download music. I didn't know there was music on it too. So I guess it's just an all around good utility. So if you're interested, then you could probably check that out. Check that out also. Um, that's about our three. Forgot if I wanted to mention something else in between. I think that would have been the viruses actually that I want to mention, but I think we already had a
Yeah,
little
just
discussion about that.
avoid the infamous screen download button. Just be careful when clicking on stuff in general. Just, oh yeah, we got the website checker thingy, so that's you guys should probably use that if you are going to use green screen. I click everything. That's oh.
Yeah.
I think usually when I'm looking through the websites, I will just sort of just see what I'm clicking, like see all these different options because there's so many like download buttons and all sorts of different things, and you got to sort of make sure you're clicking the right one if you are going to download something. But I don't know. I'm usually quite careful when it comes to that stuff, but obviously, I think if someone was to not have any experience with that and just click on any green download link they see, they might end up downloading some like virus or something.
Yeah, they might end up downloading free VBox,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or free tokens.
Who wouldn't want to download free V-Bucks? The hell? It's like your best
Me.
scam ever.
I don't play.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. I hope you haven't clicked on any of those.
No.
But yeah, when it comes to video effects, you can look at these three for some options. So I think we already did go around if there were any questions, I think so. I think we're probably good.
Yep.
Unless there are. Okay. So now we're going to go inside of a streamer cam deep dive, pretty much. For this, I'm going to get on PCVR yet again and explain pretty much and go over the settings, angles, and all of this stuff. So just give me 1 second and I'll be back because I gotta get on VR.
Alright.
I'm gonna hop on screen mode, dude. Let me guess to make it off this. Y'all doing him dirty like that? That's crazy.
On to now. Like what, the green screen stuff, or oh wait, the streamer cam, right? Or yeah. So if you have, do you have a PC? Yes. All right. And you have a VR, correct? I'm pretty sure you do. I think you're literally just. Well, no, you weren't on VR. Maybe. Okay. Yeah. So basically, have you ever tried to do PC VR, or have you been on PC VR before? Or no? No. Okay. So, why? Okay, I'm seeing so many different things in the chat once. So basically, I believe there are tutorials on set up PC VR, but you can. Wait. It depends on the VR you have. I'm guessing Quest 2 or Quest 3.
Well,
Quest
that
2? Okay.
too.
That still works fine. I've used Quest 2 on PC. So basically on PC you would need to get the see if I have it up. Oh yeah, you would need to get the MetaQuest Link app on PC, and then you will need a cable that can link between your Quest 2 and your PC. So it could be you could literally use the charger that comes with the VR. You also have wait what? You also have to have a VR ready PC though. Yeah, that's why I'm saying you gotta obviously download all the things. You know, gotta download the MetaQuest Link app. Steam VR, I believe you also have to download, unless it comes with it automatically. I don't know. You already have the app? Okay. Well, if you have the app on PC, I believe you should be. I mean, it's been such a long time since I first set it up. Wait, I mean, like a PC that can run VR, how? It's quite demanding. Kind of. I mean, my PC like is a GTX 1650. It's got. I mean, it used to have 8 gigabytes of RAM, and I used to still run Rec Room on it. And it's not like a gaming. Like, it's not like the best PC in the world. So I'm surprised it runs Rec Room perfect. So it really depends on, I guess, your PC specs. But if you have everything, like the app and everything like that, I'm pretty sure you can plug your VR into the PC using the charger link, like, the charger cable, the USB-C. Oh wait, it's USB. But I mean, yeah, you don't need the best PC in the world to do it. So I need a link cable. Oh wait, damn, that's awesome, dude. Spent way too much money to have a PC that could run VR. Ah, that's it. Yeah, I think the only upgrade I've gotten for the PC is 32 gigabytes of RAM, because 8 gigabytes was just not enough. But what was I gonna say? Wait, what's
Okay, well. Until he gets back to that, I'm now on PCVR, which I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
We can.
So
I'm back. I just had to do something real quick.
you want to mention the thing?
What was I gonna say though is, yeah, you can obviously. So yeah, what were you saying, Leah? So you need a link cable. Yeah, so you don't need a link cable. It's just that you need a. Okay, say for example your charger that you use with your VR, that will work. It obviously depends on the length. A cable that is probably better. Like recently, I did buy a link cable, so it's like specifically for PC VR. But you can also use USB-C chargers. Obviously, that the ones that work with your VR, they work fine, but they're not really built for Quest Link, which is why maybe it'll be a bit more lively. And again, the length of it might not be long enough, so you might have a shorter cable that wouldn't allow you to really go far. I think the one I have is, I want to say, between 5 and 10 meters long, so I can actually kind of have it in my room and be able to walk around. And the main charger broke. Dang. Okay.
Okay.
It should be fine. I mean, as long as you have a charger. I mean, again, it really depends on. You could still try to use a. Sorry, dude. I'm trying to let Leo know in case my replies. Oh, okay, that's fine. That's all good. No worries.
Okay. Are we?
All right. I guess we can carry on. I think Arctic Scythe is helping Leah out a bit, so. You can also use the streamer cam on Rec Room PC version without your headset. Yes, but you will need 2 monitors to do that. if you wanted to use streamer cam on PC VR. So
Yeah, actually, that's something I forgot to mention in yesterday's class. But I talked
no,
to
we did. No, you did mention it. I'm pretty sure.
how the streamer cam works. Like I didn't mention it last. I don't know if you know. Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about. I didn't
Wait,
mention
Leah
it in
says
a class.
I have Type C and my PC doesn't have Type C. So what you're saying, both ends of the charger are using a Type C. There's not like a. Do you not have a Type C with a USB on the other side? Ah, okay. Then, hmm.
You should have to order an
cable?
adapter to make that work.
I think because yeah, that's true actually. Not all PCs will have a USB. Like because mine has USB-C and then it also has like a USB, like other things. So I do have the
cable.
options, but I guess not everyone has
Kidding.
those options.
Um,
But yeah, you can buy link cables, but obviously, like, you know, for the upcoming homeworks and stuff, then I don't know. It's obviously up to you guys whether you want to actually go out and buy cables, as they are going to be. I mean, you know, they're useful for the future. Play PC VR, you can do that. Use Steam Link works well. That's true. You can do Airlink, right? If you can Airlink to your PC, I think you just need good internet connection. So I actually
Definitely.
completely forgot about that.
there's that, and then
They could
there's,
also do virtual desktop as well. Virtual
yeah,
desktop's
there's
like
that one.
really amazing.
Isn't that a paid thing? It's like $20 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm telling you, I use
Yeah,
it
I mean
without
it still works. Airlink works badly. Steam Link is just 10 yeah. I mean again it really depends on your internet connection. Is if like Airlink could be really good. As long as you have good internet. Like you'd need amazing internet, but like yeah, you know, the UK Wi-Fi over here is not great, but I've tried Airlink once and it was fine for the most part, but like, no way. Yeah, no, just not always that good. That moment, need to try that. Steam Link is just £10 better. Okay. But yeah, alright, well, I think we can carry on. So, streaming
Okay.
deep dive. I think we can actually, no, yeah, we can just keep it on the slide and then Potru can share screen his.
Yes, I will share my screen. So
No way.
I need share screen perms, please. Actually, there's only one. Wait, close your stream real quick.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
that's
I'm
true.
not- Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's only one stream at a time. So now you should be seeing from my view. It should all be fine. So first, we're just going to Gulkin's here. I'm going to be talking about how you get it. Obviously, first off, we're gonna be talking about everything. So if you go in settings and then MISC, it's the first option if you have an extra display to display on. To elaborate on that, the streamer cam runs on. I think I mentioned this either to your guys' class or the other class, but the streamer cam runs on an extra delay. Like that's the whole point. I think it was the other class or this class I might have talked about it, but the reason why streamer cam isn't on standalone is because the standalone only has one display on it, which are the lenses. It has no other display to display on. Reason why on PC screen, where you need two monitors to actually get the streamer cam is because it displays on the second monitor. So that's how it pretty much works, is that it needs another display to work. Pretty much. So here we have, after you click on, we have the stream mixer right below it. And here we see a lot of settings that are pretty simple. They get pretty simple, but you might have to learn. Uh-oh. Someone just joined. Is Generic joined?
I'll deal with that. You just keep teaching.
Generic, they're in this class, I think so, yeah.
Oh, they are.
But as we see here, the main panel up here is where you can get the streamer cam itself. So the recall button, if I were to click that, I don't know where you would go. Oh, behind me. But as you see, I don't have the streamer cam anymore. And if I were to click it again,
it pops the streamer. Oh, well, you can't see it, but it pops it out, and you can just grab it. So it pretty much just puts it right in front of you. Beside it, you see what your streamer cam sees from the display that it is connected to. So, pretty simple. If you want to know what your streamer cam is saying, look here, or look at the monitor that is displayed on. Down here, we have pretty much the points that it can see from. I have 2 custom points that I'm going to talk about in a second here, but these are where they're all displayed. So over here we have like saying I want to change it so it sees, so it follows me like where you guys just saw. It appears behind me, but I want it to be here so I can show you guys. So if you guys want to know where the different points are, it's here. And whenever you get custom points from a streamer cam viewpoint, which I'm going to talk about in a second, they will appear here. So you see custom 9 and custom 8 are 2 streamer cam points that I have placed down myself. That what was I saying? Yeah, that they just show up here. So that's pretty much the camera views. It is a semi-important tab, depending on what you need, but it's pretty simple. Moving over, we have the video settings. So this talks about, or this is just all the stuff settings-wise. On the first, we have frame rate. Now, this, you guys were just talking about PCs and specs and all of that, just when I was coming back. This varies on your PC. I think if I were to put it to this, is it noticeable? Oh yeah, I think that's noticeable. And if I were to put it back to where it was, it's probably a lot better.
Yes.
Maybe. So it varies on what type of PC you have. Obviously, I think the normal standard is 60. I would probably suggest 60 myself, but if you do have a super NASA PC, then you could probably run 90. But yet again, even with good specs and all of that, the game still lags a lot. So I don't know if I would risk it in that case. So this just varies from your PC, but in reality, 60 to 90 probably won't do a huge difference compared to 15 to 30. So you can keep that in mind. Next up is the field of view. This comes very important for angle shots, as well, depending on what you're filming, obviously. If it's if it is a story type of video or a interview or such, it will vary. So to put in perspective, I'm gonna put it on Google Kit, and I'm going to put it on 20. So another thing that apparently is noticeable, or something that does happen, is let's say I'm here to him and I put it on 20. He appears probably a lot more, like, obviously he's closer to the camera, but he's probably also a lot more cleaner when it comes for photos. So if you do want to take photos of yourself in game with a streamer cam, you could probably put the setting on 20, and then it'll probably make the camera, like the shot, a lot more clean, because everything's loaded in and stuff like that. But as you can see, if I were to put it back to default, there's default, which is probably, I don't know what default is, between 50 and, it's probably 60, my guess, because it's between 50 and 90. But back on 20, it does make for some, it could make for some very dramatic shots depending on what you're making. Like if I were to have it here or like this, you can see what I mean. Therefore, if you want a good in-between, it's not too in-between, but there is 50, which only zooms it in just a little bit, but not much. So as you see, there's default, there's 50 compared to default and 20, and then there's 20 and 50. Oh wait, no, 20 and 50. So there isn't a huge difference when it comes to that, but it is important when it comes to the type of video you're making, which depending on, well, this homework assignment, it could be useful, and especially for the final project, this will be something that will probably be useful. Now going up is for more drone shots and for full room shots or panning shots. If you guys know what I'm talking about for those. Panning shots would be depending, I would start from point A to point B. So let's say generic is point A and Ghoul Kid is point B. I would start my camera here and slowly start panning it over Ghoul Kid. Pretty much a panning shot. And then when it comes to drone shot, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. This is pretty much what a drone shot looks like. It's just flying over stuff, looking over. It gets pretty important when you're introducing a new, let's say you're making an IRL video and you're going somewheres new. It can get pretty important when it comes to the new location. Pretty much. It's a good opener to your video, is what I'm trying to get to. So from default to 90, you see it gets you have a lot more space pretty much in your recording. So when it comes to full room shots, these are probably, it could be obviously or it could be useful, but it does depend on what you're doing, because I do find that it does stretch it out a lot. So I would probably keep it more on the default to lower side. These I probably wouldn't really touch. Whoops. These I probably wouldn't really touch much, depending on what you are trying to do. And then we're going to go over, obviously we are going to touch this button, and yeah, and how it can be useful. And how it actually has been useful for somebody in the past, and so that it's not a useless button. But 120 is really for capturing a lot. Like you see how like my watch is not that far away from the screen as from it looks like, because this is default, and this is 120. So you do have a lot more space to work with when it comes to 120. So that's pretty cool. Now, when it comes to the 360 button, this is caution, because when you click this, your game will start lagging, obviously. Using a lot of power and all of this stuff, it will get very costly. So just be careful. So, depending on what computer you have. How this has helped somebody in the past, somebody has entered a contest, video contest, using the 360 feature, and well, their video was unique enough, and they won, because it was 360, and it was like the only 360 video. Now you could, like, saying you want to start making content, and you don't know what to make, and you want to be unique, nobody makes 360 videos pretty much. So if you want to be unique, you'd probably be the only person making 360 videos. I don't know what type of videos you'd make with 360, but it's an option. So here's what it looks like. As you can see, you even see me. And if I were to put it up, you see Gold Kid, he's right in front of me. So you see both of us. To put in perspective, I'm going to put the camera in front of Gold Kid, and I am right behind the camera. You do see absolutely everything. When you are editing, there should be an option in the software to enable 360. I probably shouldn't be on this side. I should be. Yeah, that's interesting. On this side. So when you are, there should be a 360 option in your editor, or I don't know if it's through YouTube, but there should be the option to enable 360 mode on your video. And then whenever you export it, I'm pretty sure, I think YouTube auto converts it because it knows it's 360, because that's what it is. When you export it into your file, you should be able to upload it and then have the cool 360 drag thing on your video. So this is what it is. This is 360. I can't see much of a use for it, but if you find a use for it, good for you. So, heading back to this now. I'm just gonna turn this off. There you go. That is the field of view and how it could be important. So whenever you're recording, I suggest seeing what the best field of view for what your recording session will be is. So I suggest always checking up with that. Now, for the green screen, this pretty much takes over that role, which I will get to in a second. As you see, I have actually set up the explanation I did at the beginning of the class because I want to give you guys more of a visual representation of what it actually looks like. But back to here, the green screen just takes over that role. So I'm pretty sure if you were in a random room and you don't have Maker Pen to spawn that in, I'm pretty sure that's what this is useful for. So to turn it on to 2 meters, everything in front of me for 2 meters is in the green screen. If I look on the floor, it's 2 meters out. We don't see Ghoul Kid and Generic because they're not in the 2 meter zone. If I were to walk a little bit forward, there they are. They pop up. If I were to walk back, they're gone. Now I'm going to increase it to 5 meters. And now you can see we see a little more. You get you get it pretty much. The more you extend it, the more it goes. Now there is a 100 meter option. This option would probably be more used for if you want to have a custom sky dome, because in reality you see the fence or the wall all the way back there from where I'm standing. I'm walking back, it's just now taking it. So pretty much the 100 meter option could be used for having custom sky domes, pretty much. Obviously these trees are getting a little in the way, as you can see, but it's because they're tall up. So you can also keep that in mind if you want to have a cool custom sky dome, which if you're wondering how to do that also, it's yet again like how we mentioned with the chroma key. You would just chroma key it, drop your image in, and it should be a galaxy. It might look weird from the video, but yet again, that is how it works. So that is probably the use for that option. Turning this off, we have lighting intensity and light range. This is pretty much a bundled package when it comes to it. Light intensity, it intensifies and adds light to what you are seeing. Or just what your camera is. So let's say I have, right now, the light range is on 2. If you see my hand isn't bright, if I were to turn it to 0.5, you can see it got a little more bright. To 1, 2, to 5. As you can see from 0 to 5, it gets a lot more bright. But now you notice that they're not having the same effect as me. Now if I turn the range up, you can even see on the floor, this is at 8. You see that it goes a lot more farther. This would be used if you want your video to capture more light in a dark scene or in a dark room, I should say. Such as if you're recording in laser tag, that is a dark room, and some people like to have some light in it. It is also, you could use it as a flashlight also, but you would have to look at your streamer cam because it wouldn't actually be flashing it in front of you. So back over here, that's pretty much what it is, and yeah, the light range controls the range. So that's the light range, that's how it can be used. In reality, do I suggest using this? Depends on the situation. But if you're making it in a room where you have Maker Pen, then I would suggest using an actual light source from the Maker Pen itself, because you can get better lighting through there. So that pretty much covers the video setting part. Yet again, you're able to see what your streamer cam sees from here. And that customizes that. In the audio handle, we only have 2 settings, but one of them is very important. So as we see here, I'm gonna
see
do this
here,
one
I'm
for
gonna
last. I'm going to do this one for last. Whoops, this one for last. This one is the voice mixer, which I think it it might be mixed with this one. Not this one. This one. Whoa, why is it clicking on that one? For this one. So if I were to turn that off, I think since it's on player and ears, it wouldn't hear from like I don't think I'd be able to hear anything. I'm pretty sure. But I still hear stuff in game, so I'm not sure. That I'm a little actually it should tell me if I yeah, right there. I just learned it. That's pretty much what it was. Volume from other players' voices. That's where it is. Now here, in a lot of people's videos, especially when it comes to just videos in general, they have it all on player/ears. Now how this would be is saying that I have my streamer cam here, and let's say I'm doing an interview video. I'd be talking to the camera here, and obviously from the camera's POV, the people are on that side. Like you guys see the people here on this side, but since I'm looking at the camera here, the audio is going to be coming from this ear, which for you guys would be this side. So it just makes it a lot more trippy, and especially when you get here and you're talking and you're turning, it just shifts the audio from the viewer's perspectives ear to ear, and it just makes it a lot more, I guess, just unpleasing to hear. Now if you were to turn it to the streamer cam, your audio itself, you're gonna notice if you turn it on, your audio itself is going to go to the streamer cam. So if I were to set the streamer cam all the way back here and walk here, I only hear from where you guys are and not from where I am. But it makes it so the audio captured from your video is from the streamer cam. So it just makes it a lot more cleaner with the audio. So that is also probably something that we'll be watching out if you guys have in-game audio for the audio trophy. Generic just asked if they can test the distance. The distance isn't too far. Yeah, Overlord, you're in the VC. I was just making sure. But yeah, that's what it is. Very important setting when it comes to it. So that's pretty much a whole recap of the streamer cam. We pretty much talked about a lot of it. Moving over here, I'm actually going to just excuse me for a second. I'm going to show you guys another cool prop. If you guys were to search up here, there is holy cow, that shit is an invention from years and years ago. Stress Friday Night Funkin'? What the yeah. Years ago, don't mind me. Here you see streaming camera point, very important tool. Actually, I'm happy you guys can see it. It'll show up like this. Is like the custom setting. You see that there are also two more behind it. It only appears with the. Wait, you guys still see it? Yeah. I'm gonna try to balance it. Oh wait. You guys stop seeing it? Well, I'll just spawn a second one then. You guys can't see it? Well, you guys see it in my maker pen, so that's fine. That's what it looks like. It's pretty much an invisible streamer cam. Yeah, pretty much. It's an invisible streamer cam where you place it, it goes inside of the. I'm gonna open up my watch back here in the custom tab. So I just placed two more. So you see how there's custom 8, custom 9. Okay, well yeah, there it is. Custom 10 and custom 11 are right there. It's also okay. It's also the settings here used. If I were to click this, it goes right to the stage and all of that. So I'm gonna use that example. I think we do mention that in the slide, but since we are just here, I'll say it here, and then we could recap it back in the slide whenever we get to it. But I'm going to use custom 8, which brings it right um, to the green screen. So to talk about how it looks from this compared to the other one. So it's kind of a submerge and another recap. This is how it looks like. You could probably imagine the green fuzz around me if I were to edit it out compared to, if I were to bring it over here, the other one with how the dark color of my choice, and you see how it's solid? So it shouldn't be detected. Obviously there's grass here, but you wouldn't have it where there's grass. But it would be a lot more like it would be a lot easier to cut out because of the dark color and because I don't have this blue anywhere near me. So this is why I would probably want you guys to use this rather than rather than this one because it's a lot more brighter. Now, what is nice about this is that you can actually we're going to talk about that in the other one. Is that it for the stuff in game actually? Dude, you're still here by the way? Just
Yes, I may be editing a video right now. My bad. I thought it'd be a good
Okay.
opportunity to edit. So, yo.
Yeah. I think that's probably about what we talk about in game. We could probably go back and forth like whenever we do talk about the streamer cam point view. We could probably go back in game for that, but I'll probably give you back permission for streaming. So I'll close my stream down, and if you want to reopen up the slide, please and thank you. Work in progress. Dude.
What's up? Are we back? Are we back?
Yes.
All right,
Can we
cool, cool,
please have
cool.
the slide?
Yes, I got you. I got you. My bad, guys. Slideshow. Screen share. Wait, yeah, bro. I was almost done editing. Very close. Nearly done. But yeah. All right, back to it. Back to it.
So if you were to click, there's probably stuff that I've talked about in game here. Okay, yeah. But this is also just going to be like another reminder and other interesting shots you can do. So what I mentioned with the angles, like drone shots, how it could be used to a good opener to a new scene that you're introducing, depending on what your video is. Obviously, if you're making an introduction video or a uh what else do people make content wise for this? I guess just pretty much how do I forget the word? Interviews, yeah, like interview videos. You probably wouldn't necessarily need this feature. But for this class, it could become an essential, like I mentioned before, it could become an essential. And that would be because the projects that we're giving out to you guys. So, especially the Final Weeks project, which I'm not leaking, but it could be useful, especially depending on how much you want to take the trophy seriously. Close-ups, like I mentioned, an interesting close-up would be if you're trying to capture a certain moment and the feeling of a certain moment, like saying you're building up saying you're building up a feeling, like stress or tension in your recording. A close-up could be a good way to add on to it. With it, it could also be the times 20 or times 20, the 20 FOV that we mentioned previously. That could be good for it because you could even be close up to the person and have the camera on somebody else. Yeah, Overlord, yeah, you'll be marked present if you have to leave. So that's good for close-ups. Full shot, like I mentioned before, 90 and 120 would be if you're in a certain room and you want to capture the whole room, you could probably put your camera in a corner somewheres, put it on 90 or 120, and have it just work like that. Pretty much. Panning, like I mentioned before, from point A to point B. This is also a common tactic used in videos even nowadays, and it's not even Rec Room related. It's just put inside of videos to probably keep attention and attention from the viewers, and pretty much it doesn't keep it stale as one solid clip. And then there's the zoom in and zoom out, which, like the panning, is very commonly used by creators in general because attention, pretty much that, and it just adds more to the video because you're not losing anything by adding a little bit of zoom. So yeah, that would be for that. Like I mentioned before, lighting, depending on what you're recording, lighting can be important. You don't want your video to be uh, impossible to see, but you also don't want it to be overly bright. So that is something to pay attention to when you're recording, is the lighting. And like I mentioned before, the audio, when it comes to it, I mentioned how the left and right thing, uh, it's useful. It's good to have it on the streamer cam, especially just in videos in general. Pretty much. I think that would be a lot of what's important. Obviously, another thing that's important is to make sure you're recording uh, before recording. I've ran into a problem like that before where I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So always make sure that you're recording, double check, triple check, because depending on what you're doing, if you're live streaming, then I mean, it's up to you. But if you're recording, it's always good to check. Because it isn't fun recording for a lot. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That wasn't fun. That happened in the video contest. That's why I mentioned it. One of the reasons it happened once. It happened to me, I think, twice or more, or like twice. But one of them was in the video contest, and it wasn't fun. But yeah, just make sure you're recording because it is a very big pain when you realize that you weren't recording, especially when it's a recording of multiple hours.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Especially yeah. You're recording with your friend and the audio didn't capture, yeah. I would probably be a little irritated also, but it's fine because it happens. It is a mistake that a lot of people make, and it is very common. Okay, we can probably go to the next. If there are obviously any questions, feel free to ask, but I'm ready whenever.
Wait a minute for questions, if there is any. If anyone types, then I'll stop. Let's see. Nope, okay, no one's typing. We can go to the next slide.
Now, like I mentioned, the streaming camera point, it is a very useful tool depending on the video. I'm gonna say it again, like how in this class for assignments, how it works as a streamer, a stream camera, a streamer cam, but you can configure it with certain stuff, pretty much. If you're, no, sorry, somebody asked a question. For the extra credit, gold trophy, you have to, okay, you have to get every extra credit. We have
It's
enough
between 9 and
extra.
12 points, right?
Yeah, it's between 9 and 12. You are able to get 12 max points, extra bonus points throughout the whole course. And to get it, you have to get at least 9. So you have the, I think it's what, the space to miss 3, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
3, yeah, 3 points.
3 bonus challenges or things that we throw out to miss. So yeah. 9 to 12. Or yeah, for gold. Back to the streamer cam point, streaming camera point. If you're working solo, it could become a very useful tool, especially with the animation gizmo which you see on the left, because it can get configured to it. Therefore, it makes life a lot easier when you want to make moving shots, which I do suggest doing because it does keep the video more interactive. But it just becomes a lot more harder because you have to do a lot more. With my experience of working with a group and working solo, working with a group and like especially if you're the camera guy, working with a group and solo working with a group makes it 10 times easier because you're the one holding the camera in this situation, or in the solo situation you're the animation gizmo holding the camera. So it just makes it a lot easier. You can also attach it to seats, or if you don't have the streamer cam itself or anything like this, you can have a alt account sitting on the seat with an animation gizmo attached to it, and all that stuff. It can also be attached to a rotation gizmo. I mean, it can be attached to a lot of stuff, but it can be attached to a rotation gizmo if you want to get more of a rotation type of video, like saying, like, I don't know if there's like a new trend going on where the camera's rotating in a circle or something like that. I don't know. It could be useful for that in that scenario. It is very limited on its uses, but yet again, all of its uses or its very good uses are found in like the video settings
It's
of
not
your
scary.
watch, which we did talk
It's not
about.
scary.
So mix that with the streaming camera point, and you'll be A1, I would say. I forgot
Yep.
if next is just straight up the assignment, which we were to still
Real quick,
have.
like 1, 2. There. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. So, well, we could probably we have time to talk about it because obviously we have rules to set down for this. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're probably good for it
Any more
on time wise.
questions before we go on to the next slide? The homework slide.
Yeah, we do understand not everybody has a streamer cam, but this is
We
useful
obviously
to
need to
know
go over
once we
these.
get it. Yeah, we have to
Yeah.
go over these, but it is also useful to know if you
And again,
eventually
you
get
can
your
just
hands on it.
use an alt account on a seat and it works the same,
Yeah.
technically. Oh, another little, I guess like thing to using an alt account. Um, Usually when a new account is created, or it might be on another account, there's a setting called head bobbing. And if you turn that off, it will basically remove the random like head movements from the
Okay.
screen mode character, meaning
Yeah.
it's just like a still
And then
a still
okay.
shot basically. So it won't look like it will basically look more like more like it's being recorded from a streamer camera rather than an alt account. So that's always a setting. We should have
Yeah.
probably had that on the slides, but I low-key forgot about it. So that's fine. But yeah, if there's no questions, we can go on to the next slide.
So yeah, pretty much all of what we're talking about can be replaced with a. Oh, that's fine. It can be
Yeah.
replaced with an alt account. Now, before we even
Only
get
but
into
relax.
this, I know someone's gotten this before this whole
Guys,
class
don't share this with class 3, please.
class
Nah.
3. Okay, yeah, please don't give this a class 3, guys. They shouldn't know. But that's a joke.
It's a joke.
Has anybody received this before this week? Like
I think it
before
might have
just now?
just been.
Because we did hear from players that they are getting it, but um, we want to try to avoid sharing.
All right, then I think it
So-
was just Austin that got it early.
Okay, which is fine. Obviously, it's not your fault.
Yes, it's
Um,
fine. It's not like the end of the world, but then again, we want to give everyone time on
yeah,
to the homeworks. So
I just wanted to know if it was if they messaged everybody about it or just one.
with individuals, yeah.
Now, getting into um the this week's homework assignment, hoping that you guys have done last week's. This is, as you guys have probably noticed, a group of 3. Now, a little bit of you guys, or some of you guys might ask if you guys can work on it solo. We'd prefer if it would be forced group of 3, because if there were solos, then it would break some up into duos, which would make it harder for them to complete it. And just all around, we want to try to keep it equal, pretty much. So it is self-formed, so you guys can go and talk to your friends if you guys have any in the class or new classmates about this and form groups among yourselves.
Yep.
If you get like, I'm sure, yeah, you guys are probably wondering that.
I mean,
So
Austin, I know obviously you and there's obviously one person isn't in the class right now, but you guys could technically be a trio. If he's not there, then that's fine. You guys could be a duo, I guess. That's
Yeah.
fine. Leah is typing for a bit, so I'm assuming. I want to know what the homework is because I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, we'll
So
we'll get
basically-
onto that. We just want to clear up
Yeah.
the group thing that this is self-formed.
Yeah, so you guys
Or
can
by you
choose
guys.
who you want to be with. Obviously, if there's ending up like a few people left that haven't been in a group, then you guys will form together in a group.
Yeah, we'll
But we'll get into
auto-assign.
what their homework is in a second.
Yeah, we'll auto-assign groups if there are people that haven't decided a group after like
Yeah,
a
it can
few
be a TV
days.
show. Yeah, we should have probably added that. That's fine. I mean, yeah, we couldn't have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone else asked the same thing yesterday. You can also do a TV show scene. But anyway, Kotru will explain, I guess.
Okay.
The
So
homework.
for this week's assignment, in a group of 3, we ask you guys to recreate a movie scene or meme video. I mean, if it's a video game scene and it's a meme, then it probably falls under. Well, we could probably, even if it's not a meme, you
We-
could probably do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, video game scenes, like, I can think of some that are, like, kind of movie-like. Usually when it's seen from a video game, it's kind of movie-like, so that
Yeah.
should be fine.
So you should be all right with that. The video needs to be more than 30 seconds. If it's 28 or 29 seconds, we'll probably accept it because it's around that range, and it's probably hard to find a clip that is more, depending on what you're doing. If you're making a meme, then it's probably going to be difficult enough to make it more than 30 seconds. Obviously, we don't want it to be like a 5-minute video or something like that. Don't make it extremely long and difficult for yourselves or for yourselves to even make the video. We want it to be still possible, so 30 seconds or more, and we also don't want it to be like yeah, Leia, you guys have to make a movie scene or meme video. It
Yeah,
can be a
recreate. So it has to be from an already existing meme or movie scene. I'm trying to think of an
Yeah.
example off the top of my head, but
and
if there's
like
like
you
a
mentioned,
movie
it
that
can
you
be
really like or
yeah,
a meme
or
that
a
you find
scene.
funny, obviously the meme has to last 30 seconds or more. So,
Yeah.
you know, try and either think of what you could do in that 30 seconds of a meme recreate. But yeah, so to put it simply, it has to be like, it doesn't have to be the exact, like, it doesn't have to be 1-to-1, like, it doesn't have to look the exact same.
Yeah.
Or anything. You can obviously just try your best with it. Yeah,
Yeah.
gotcha. I'll let you go back onto that.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. Yeah, it doesn't have to be 1-to-1. The more 1-to-1 rules are for pretty much bonus points, but we're gonna get that in a second. Obviously, your videos have to follow the code of conduct, so just everything on there has to pretty much follow. If there are any swear words in your video or your meme or your TV series or game or anything that you want to use for your assignment, we ask that you please bleep them with any sound other than other swear words or slurs. So pretty much just bleep them. You can probably put close to anything on top of it that doesn't also break the code of conduct. Yet again, if you guys do have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll say that at the end of every homework assignment. If you could add anything, SFX, like a bleeping sound, anything. Moving to the bonus points. this is where I meant the 1-to-1 kind of moves over to here. Because for one of the bonus points, you guys are going to have to recreate the set / the scene of the actual scene that you guys are doing, pretty much. So it doesn't have to be everything perfect and all of this stuff. But we do ask it to be, for the bonus point, like, if we see it, we can, like, point out that that's the scene from that specific movie. I see that there is a question. Can we make a movie scene of militaries as example? Well, movie scene, yeah. It's a movie scene.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So,
If you guys obviously as well are trying to make groups, you can always just put your time zone in. I mean, I guess you could do it in the chat. Just like put it in the chat, your time zone, and then try and find people with a similar time zone. Or just
yeah.
like obviously say what time it is for you guys right now. But yeah, not everyone knows exactly what time each time zone is.
Mhm.
So if you like type your times in the chat, probably maybe that would be a good idea. Um, yeah, that might.
And as this is our first semester, we want to test out the waters with how grouping, like making group projects, is gonna work. I'm gonna spoil this for the final project. That will always be forced in group projects. So I suggest either getting along with your group as of right now, or
Yeah.
prepare to either try to find another group or something. But that is just a little info for the final project. So if this doesn't end up going well, the group projects, if the group project does not end up going as planned and like completely trashes, we'll allow either extra time so that people are actually allowed to, because some people might not be able to work due to either work hours, time zones, etc. All that stuff. So yeah, if that does happening and everything just goes bad, then we'll figure out a good time or something that we can do to fix the issue.
Yeah.
Moving over to the second bonus point, which this might either limit the videos you want to make. Wait, Bomb asked a question. If there are a bunch of people in the scene, like, okay, so if you have a bunch of people in your scene that you want to make, there's two things you can do. Either you do holotars, or yes, you can bring actual people as long as they're background people. So if you have like you want to have help from outside friends, we'd prefer if it would be more backgroundish and not main to the video. But that pretty much is that. I want to just issue or dish a warning for people that are on New Bean, and if you have a lot of holotars in your scene, I suggest using Old Bean, at least for as long as it is still here. As just using Old Bean, because if you have a bunch of holotars with a New Bean on, it depends on the person or just the system, I think, but it could, like, all the holotars could start jittering, and it would just look messy. I'm taking this from experience, by the way. It happened to me in a video project for another class that the holotars just started all breaking.
Yeah.
And we had to do it all on classic bean, and it started working. We spent hours trying to figure out what the problem was, and it was just that it was the new bean. So if you have more than, I don't know what the limit is, but if you have more than 5, then I probably suggest using classic bean for your holotars. But that's how I would probably take that situation. For back to the second bonus point, which this might limit what you want to do for a video, but we want you guys to add a green screen effect to your video or just anything in general. it can even be yourself green screened on the video. We just want you guys to add something and learn, or to just like have the ability to know how to green screen pretty much.
Also,
So
just checking if we want groups of 3 and only oh wait, we only submit one video. Yeah, it's one video per group.
yeah.
Yeah, just one video per group.
So yeah, so if it was a group of 3 and you 3 are all in a project, and let's say you were to post the video, the 2 other teammates in that group would also get the point for the video. So
Yeah,
yeah.
as long as you guys leave credits for each person. So like, um, you'd have it'd be the rec room at name of whoever did
Yeah. Oh yeah,
one
right. We
person
gotta get the
editing
credits. Right.
and one person like acting or building. Like you gotta give out credits person did. So like, let's say if Leah and Leah and Mr. Deductive, you guys are on the same team, I'm assuming. So like, if Mr. Deductive was to record and edit, and Leah was to do the acting and the building, or like, you don't have to again to do building. You can obviously use other rooms if you want to, and if you feel like you can. Obviously, just make sure that you're crediting rooms that you use. But yeah, as long as you guys are crediting, whoever's posting it on their channel, make sure you're leaving a credit in the description of who's done what, and then when you're actually posting the video into the Discord, you then ping the 2 people or 1 person, depending on how big your guys' groups end up being, depending on how many people actually, do the homework. Um, ping them as well.
Um, on the topic of pinging, when you guys do have your group of 3, in film discussions, not in studio chat, please. In film discussions for the class, ping one of the teachers, either me, dude, or Ghoul Kid, and say, "This is my group of 3," and then put you and the 2 other teammates in your group. Uh, and yeah, and that's pretty much it. So that we know who is in a group, so we can mark it down.
Yep.
Um, So yeah, I'm guessing there's 15 students, so there should be 5 videos coming from this. I'm hoping nobody left the class. I know we have
And there's
14 students in the other
a
class
couple
because
people
somebody
who
left.
aren't even in the class right now. Like, there's a couple people who
Yeah.
aren't here, but hopefully when they receive the homework, hopefully they can, you guys can chat amongst yourselves in the class chat and try and form teams. I just got a ping.
For the third bonus point, we ask that you guys dress the same as the characters in the video. So instead of dressing up as your normal Rec Room character or anything like that, you dress the part and put on clothes that, like, obviously, depending on what your video is, there might not be similar clothing or very accurate clothing, but similar clothing will work. If we see that, obviously, like you guys tried to look the part, we will accept it. So those are this week's 3 bonus points. Now that I think about it, I just thought of another trophy idea, which would be kind of very interesting because it could also be attached to this. How do you guys feel about an acting trophy? So like trophy for people that act, because we don't really touch on that topic too much, but for people that love acting and have a passion for
I
acting,
think
that
it's a,
they still
that's a
have
yes.
you guys still would have the option to get a very special trophy, because we do have one for editing, audio, and all of that stuff, but no one for acting. So we we could do that. I did not say that to the other class yet because I only just thought of that, but I'll tell it to them next time if we do want to do that. Obviously, after I have to run this through the teachers also, but we'll see what we can do. So that is for this week's homework assignment. Yet again, another reminder that if you guys have your groups, to ping one of the teachers in film discussions and ping the 3 people in your group.
Yep.
So
And if there is any issues with time zones, I mean, you can obviously still try to be in a group and see if you guys can agree on like times to get on Rec Room to record and do all that stuff. I mean, I know Arctic Scythe, you said you're in like oceanic time zone, right? That's like Australia. So I know for you right now, it's like what? It's probably I don't even know what time it would be in Australia. It's gonna be like in the morning though, which is crazy. Um,
Australia.
yeah, 9 a.m.
Wow.
That's crazy. Like, cause yeah, Australians are ahead of us in time.
9 a.m.
Yeah, next day. I have to get up at 7 a.m. for this class. That's crazy.
Wow.
Well, I appreciate
It's
you getting on at
8
that
p.m.
time.
for
That's
me.
crazy.
That's actually
That's awesome.
insane.
Yeah.
A little bit of glazing.
Um,
Beautiful, beautiful country. But
but
yeah, that's
yeah,
actually insane.
yeah.
I'm back.
But yeah, obviously, I guess that can be kind of difficult because I guess you're from that time zone and it's like, already,
Yeah.
the class starts at 7 a.m. Like, it's, I guess, kind of
Yeah, that would be a little
difficult to find the
troubling.
time.
Yeah, hopefully you don't have any
Which
trouble
I
with
guess
that.
in that case, if there is really like an issue with it, I guess we can allow exceptions if you would like to work alone, or maybe you can.
Work alone.
Um,
What?
what are we saying no for that? I mean, like, we maybe, but I'd say like
Well,
I. But you
we
guys,
kind of
I don't think there is. I have checked all the time zones. I'm pretty sure there's no one. Um, which obviously I mean it could be quite difficult because the times that other people are on, you might have to end up getting on it like around this time, for example, or a bit later. Which I guess if you partner up with people from American time zones, it might end up working out because it'll be like morning for you. Like it'll probably be around because like right now for Americans, I believe it's around 5 p.m. Obviously, it's not going to be exactly 5 p.m., but see different time zones in America. So I guess you could probably try any American people that are willing to have Arctic Scythe on a team. That would be nice. I mean, obviously, there's people who aren't in the class right now. It's been yeah, it's about to terminate for me too. Wait, Bomb, are you saying you're yeah, you're probably from an American time zone. Me, America. Okay, then if you guys would like to, you can partner up, and then obviously, this is another thing I guess we could talk about is you guys can obviously add each other on Discord, create a group chat together, and then um, use that to be able to communicate with each other, decide what times you want to get on to record, and like obviously come up with ideas like what meme video you would like to recreate, what music, like not music, I was gonna say music video, no, what movie scene you would like to recreate or whatever. It's almost 7 p.m. in the USA. Yeah, I believe it's around. I think it goes as far back as like, I don't know what. Yeah, there's so many different time zones in America. There's so many different ones. So 7
It is
Okay,
now 7 o'clock. Class is done.
that's yeah.
one more thing though before you guys start leaving. When it comes to crediting, we would like, even if it's like this is a thing for the movie scene and stuff. We'd like you guys to add or have the video credited. If it's on YouTube, then a link. If you guys have a link, you can put it in the credits. Or if it's from Netflix or something like that, then you can just like put it in the description as like original video or something like that from this movie or this TV series or game or something like that. So that's another recap for that. So excited to see what you guys work on. And yeah, it'll be hype. Um, Obviously this is the end of class. If there are any questions, then feel free to ask. But as of right now, thank you guys for joining us for this class session, and we'll see you next week for the people that have to leave. So
Alright.
yeah, thank you guys. You guys are free to go.